How's it going, YouTube? Prisco TCG here, coming at you with another deck profile. So, I asked, and you guys are now going to receive the Time Thief Control deck profile that I put up a poll on YouTube's community tab for, to just see what you guys wanted to see from me next. And obviously, Time Thief won. I wasn't surprised. Yeah, so if you want to see these deck profiles recorded live, make sure you go ahead and check out my Twitch. Link will be down in the description box below. But without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I got the deck here in front of me, as always, and let's just go ahead and breeze right through it. Starting off, we have the 3 Regulator, the 3 Winder, and a 3 Adjuster. I think that these are very, very mandatory, and I'll give you a brief explanation of what each one does. This is going to be a Rescue Rabbit. This is your Winder. Well, this is Winder. This is your Stratos. This is the one you're going to be summoning the most. He, essentially, when he's summoned, you're going to search any Time Thief card from your deck to your hand other than himself. And then you have Adjuster here. She's like the Kagemucha Knight, Armageddon Knight kind of card. When she's summoned, she can send a Time Thief card from your deck to the graveyard. She can also be used to chain block anything you normal summon or special summon if you have her in hand. So you can go like normal summon Winder, chain link 1, chain link 2 Adjuster, so you can't be ashed. So it's really cool. I think that these all need to be at 3 because these are your best starters. This by itself, and then this in conjunction with this, or like this in conjunction with any other name. So with that being said, we'll move on to the other Time Thief cards. We have the 2 Bezel Ship. This is your, I guess this is like not the best card in the world, but this is your DD Crow and an extender. So you can dump this to grave and then summon it by detaching material from a XYZ monster you control. And then while it's on the field, you contribute it for cost and target an XYZ, a Time Thief XYZ monster that you control, and then attach a card from your opponent's graveyard to it. So it doesn't target the card your opponent controls. And then the last ship that we're playing is the 1 Chrono Quarter. This one's a lot less useful, but it is an extender if you happen to just like have Time Thief on field with this attached to it. You can go Time Thief Redoer effect, detach this for the monster part of the effect, and then this can then summon itself on a new chain from the graveyard because a Time Thief or an XYZ monster left the field by a card effect. So kind of useful. And then its other effect is like Magic Cylinder, which is like doesn't come up a lot, but I mean in Master Duel nobody reads. So if you're playing this in Master Duel, then like you can use this and then like steal a game from your opponent. So it's kind of funny. It's happened a couple of times. So that's pretty much it for the Time Thief cards. And we are playing a very small rocket engine. We are playing the 1 Tracer, the 1 Caliber, and the 1 Recharger. Now, the reason why I'm playing 1, 1, and 1 is because Rocket Tracer can summon either of these 2 out from the deck by destroying a face-up card you control. He's also a tuner. This is also a tuner. This can summon itself to the field from the hand if you happen to open it to a zone a Dark Link monster is pointing to. And on top of that, he can tribute himself off and summon a Dark Machine from the hand, which you're playing 1, 2, and 3 of. So in case you need to get them out of your hand, you can do that with him. And Recharge is really useful because he has a hand effect. So if you just happen to have him and Redoer gets destroyed for some reason, you can then send this to the graveyard and then summon back like pretty much any dark monster, including himself, to the field. So he's pretty useful. Most of the time you're summoning like this off of the Tracer so that you can have access to your Savage. So just extra layers of negation, extra layers of protection. And then for our other extenders, we are playing the 2 Raiders Wing. I was playing the Strangulanius at first, but I decided I didn't want to Dark Lock myself like really early, and this just seemed a little bit better for extension purposes. He also gives protection to whatever like Dark XYZ monster that has him as material. So like if you summon Redoer with this or like Perpetua with this, then they can't be targeted by your opponent's card effects. So it's just pretty useful. And then for the brick, we're playing the 1 like Silent Boots. We are playing Rusty in this, so like this technically counts as a Phantom Knight card. So like you can, if you happen to open this, send this instead, and then just like summon this and then link it off for something else for Rusty. So yeah. All right, we're only playing 3 hand traps, or 1 hand trap, I should say, with 3 copies of it. It's the Gamma with the 1 driver, and the only reason we're doing that is because Regulator tributes himself for cost as a Rescue Rabbit type of card. So if you can go Rescue, like, or Rescue Robot, I like to call him, Regulator effect, tribute for cost, right? And then they try to Ash, you can Gamma, and then you have 4 bodies on the field. Unfortunately, you are within Nibiru range right there, but like you're playing control, so a lot of the times you don't really care about Nibiru. Alright, for the spells, we are playing the 3 quick launch with the 1 boot sector launch. This is literally just for the rockets. It's an extender. You don't have to play this. We're playing 41 cards, so you can like cut this if you really want. But then you should also be cutting the Striker Dragon, which then gives you a little bit more space in the extra deck to play with. But I decided to play this package because quick launch, linking it to Striker Dragon, and then Striker Dragon searching this, and then doing Striker Dragon things, summoning the or adding the Tracer back to hand. You can then activate this and pop this with the Tracer, so that you can then just have a free rank 4 on the field. Next, for the spells, we are playing the 2 Time Thief Startup. I really don't like this card, but I play it in almost every Time Thief list that I do play. Simply because this helps you unbrick really bad hands. So it's useful in its own ways, and its graveyard effect is like pretty good. I just wish it was a quick effect. But yeah, so this is not a bad card whatsoever. I just don't like that it's a neg 1 in card advantage. And then finally are Called by the Grave for the rest of the spells. For our traps, now this is where things are going to get a little interesting. We are playing 3 Solemn Strike, 3 Shade Brigadine as just another extender, and then 1 Fogblade because we are playing Rusty in this list. So we have access to these pretty easily if we're doing link climbing strategies. Fogblade is also just really good on-field negation. So this is pretty good. Strike, obviously, is Strike. Can't really go wrong with that. Torrential Tribute's really nice. We're playing 2 of these because you can like activate this when your opponent summons some things, and then like Redoer can dodge it with his own effect if he has a monster attached to him. So if he doesn't have a monster attached to him, use one of your millions of other ways to get monsters under him before using this, so that you can like protect your Redoer. And then for our final traps, we are playing the 2 Flyback. You really want to attach this off of Perpetua to Redoer. Or if you open it, you can set it to the back row and then like chain it to Redoer's effect, so you can get the second copy of it attached to him and you get the free bounce. And then like 1 Retrograde. I was playing 2 of this in like past lists. I still think that like 1 is fine. If you want to bump this up to 2, go for it. You're at 41 cards, so you have a lot of room to like play with. I really think that this is just like mandatory though. If you're playing a Time Thief list without this card, you're just insane. This card can negate droplets, it can negate Dark Ruler. Like cards that just are problematic for any of your like boards that you end up putting up, this can most likely negate it. The only thing it can't stop is like a Kaiju, but then again, like nothing can. So that's pretty much it for the main deck. And now for the extra deck. This isn't going to be the same like rank 4 toolbox that we used to play in other lists. I decided to make it a little bit more streamlined and go for like link climbing plays, as well as having access to OTKing your opponent going into turns 3 and 4. So you'll see that in a moment. We are playing the 3 Redoer. You know, this is your main boss monster, using him to just control the game state, controlling your opponent's top decks, and just like making sure that they don't gain advantage on you while you also gain advantage off of their spells is really nice. Him being able to dodge effects and just protect himself is really good too, because he's just going to be really annoying for your opponent to deal with. And then to just make him even more annoying, we have the 2 copies of Perpetua, which just make him stronger in total, but then at the same time, she's also very vulnerable to a lot of things. So if you can protect your Redoer, and you have to sacrifice your Perpetua in the process, then like that's fine. That's why we play a second one. She is your entire grind game. Just keep that in mind. And for the rest of the XCs that we are playing here, we are playing the Raiders Knight with the Ark Rebellion just to help us go for OTKs, as well as skill draining the entire field. This is just like, it ends up being like Gren Maju on crack at some points, especially if your opponent has a loaded board, or if you have a loaded board, it's really nice. And then to just kind of go off with it, we have the Divine Arsenal Zeus. And that's it. That's it for the XCs. For the 1 Synchro is the Warlord Savage Dragon. I've already gone over this. And then for our links, we are playing the 1 Striker Dragon. Again, if you want to cut the boot sector launch, you can cut this and still play the dragons. It still works out just fine. One, Cyframe Lord Lambda. Redoer in conjunction with this is really nice because, like, you can, like, banish Redoer off of his own effect while this is on field, and then search a Gamma in end phase because you had him on field. So, and then he also makes it so your Gammas are always live. So it's really good. IP Masquerena, we're literally just using her to, like, help link climb. So in conjunction with her, we are playing the Unicorn and the Rusty. And Rusty is just so that we can have access to Fogblade, as well as gaining consistent access into our Shade Brigadine. And then to wrap everything up, we are playing the Access Code Talker, just to kind of help us go for game if we don't have access to our, or, like, let's say we just don't have the Arc Rebellion anymore because we used it and we whiffed game. Well, then Access Code Talker can kind of wrap things up for us. So that's it. That's it for the deck profile. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy, please remember to leave a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. I really do appreciate it. You guys blew up a lot of my older videos, so please do the same thing to this one. I would highly appreciate it. And I'm going to keep streaming, so if you want to go ahead and check me out live on Twitch, again, link is down in the description box below. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.